All right, hey guys, welcome back to another list video. So it's going to be a top 5 list of my most anticipated games for the remainder of 2025. So we're currently sitting at the halfway point of 2025. It's July 1st. I think July 1st when you're seeing this. I'm recording this at the end of June. And a lot of people putting out their mid-year lists, all that stuff. I could do that, but I've only played, I think, like 11 new games the year 2025, and a lot of them aren't even 2025 releases. So I thought what would be more interesting is kind of talk about games I'm looking forward to, anticipating coming up in the next part of the year. So I have some honorable mentions because I don't really know much about the games, and then the other 5 games I know much about them, and I'm really excited about them. So I wanted to share that list with you guys and see what you guys think, and get your guys' thoughts and what games you're looking forward to. So the first one on the honorable mentions is an honorable mention because it's technically a 2024 release, but it's not coming to the U.S. until right now. And in fact, I have it in the mail, and it's Shackleton Base. So this was an Essen release last year. Fabio Lopiano and Nestor Mangon. Fabio's done a lot of stuff. He's done Sankore, Merv. There's a game that I'm getting later this year from crowdfunding called Baghdad through Alley Cat Games. He's done that one. What else has he done that I have? Merv, Sankore, Shackleton Base. Yeah. So, and then Nestor Mangon, he worked on Darwin's Journey. So, very excited about this. It's this 2025 is the year of space themed games for me. SETI really set it off, and just between this and playing a lot of Andromeda's Edge at the end of last year, and Galileo Galilei in this game, and things like that. Like, I feel like I'm trying to think there's other space stuff, but I can't really think of anything right now. But yeah, this is my honorable mention because it's technically getting ready to get here. So we'll have a playthrough of this coming up sometime this month. But very excited about this. Shackleton Base. Worker placement has a similar vibe to SETI in that, like, you have these corporations that you're putting out every game. There's 3 corporations in the box. I think a total of 7, and they're their own little mini game. But this is a worker placement game, and you're doing all kinds of stuff, and I'm just really excited about this one. So Shackleton Base is my honorable mention. So that's the first one. And these honorable mentions are things because we don't really know much about these games. So the second one, there isn't even a BGG page for, and it's whatever the Dave Terzi board and dice game is coming out at Essen this year. We have this, and then we have like another post that they put out of just a list of mechanics, but that's it. It's just their Essen release designed by David Terzi, and it's, I don't know what it is, but I'm excited about it because you said board and dice and you said Dave Terzi, and that's all I needed. So whatever this game is, I'm super stoked for, but I don't know what it is. So I can only be excited about something. It can only technically be something I'm excited about if I know what it is. The next one is going to be a game by Danny Garcia called Coming of Age. This is published by Ludonova. And again, know nothing about this game. There's no pictures up here. There's a couple posts, but it's coming out in, I think, October, or maybe it's Essen. I think it's in here somewhere, actually, because I clicked on this and read this earlier. Yep, it's their Essen title. But it's Danny Garcia, one of my favorite designers. He's been crushing it. He's what games of the 3 games I have of his, he's 3 for 3 for me, and I have his Neko Syndicate coming at some point in the next couple weeks or month, which is a small game that he designed. So, and basically anything he does, I'm going to check it out. So whatever this is, looking forward to it. I like Ludonova a lot, not a lot, so I'm looking forward to this. So that's the next one, but again, know nothing about it. Excited that it's from Danny Garcia. The next honorable mention is, again, from Fabio Lopiano, and it's going to be AR, Children of the Sun. So this is the third in the line with Merv, then Sankore, and now we have AR. Again, don't really know anything about it. It does say it's retell the incredible origin myth of the Inca in this dramatic midweight Euro. So I'm guessing it's going to be lighter than Sankore. But really, super excited about this. Again, there's nothing here. There's some stuff here, but there's no images or anything like that. But this should be an Essen release as well, or October release. Let me see. Did anyone get a look at Spiel? Oh, this was from last year. So I don't know when this is coming out. Oh, retail pre-order. I clicked on this. I know. Yeah. So this somebody says October 16th. So, and I guess maybe this is a trilogy. I'm assuming. I mean, I don't know if it's technically a trilogy. But yes, very excited about this. The designer said in the blog, our new game, Sankori, the Pride of the Musa, is a follow-up to Merv. Oh, that just says there. Okay. But anyway, very excited about whatever this is. So Fabio got two shout-outs on my list. And then finally, I think this should be no surprise to anybody on the channel, is the second edition of Marvel Legendary. So this is still supposed to be a 2025 release. Technically, they showed off at Gen Con last year, so hopefully it's a Gen Con release this year. But yeah, I've been looking forward to this. I thought this was going to come, honestly, like early this year, and it didn't. And as much as I like Upper Deck, obviously, Marvel Legendary is the heart of this channel. I feel like at least what they do for like their products when it comes to Legendary doesn't seem like they advertise well as they used to. And I don't know, licensing stuff. I don't know anything about like the behind the scenes. So I don't want to like criticize. But at least it feels like at least since COVID, a lot of the releases have been like, hey, we're releasing this. By the way, it's out next week. And it's like there's not like, I feel like before that I knew something was coming for a while with them, which I guess this is something I've known coming for a while from them. But we don't know release dates yet. So, and then they probably don't want to stick to release date, just given that stuff gets moved in and people get upset and things like that. So I understand that. So, but yeah, this should be no surprise to anybody on the channel that this is what I'm looking forward to this year, and I'm hoping it's a this year release. So we'll see. But yeah, so those are my honorable mentions, mostly because I don't know much about the games, or with Shackleton Base, it's about to be here. So, and it's technically a 24 release. It's just a 25 release in the U.S., which is part of the deal, right? Like some of those games, like that game from Dave Terzi it may not even release in the U.S. I think it will, because Board and Dice does a good job of bringing stuff over to make the release dates line up close to their SN releases. But things like Galileo was an SN release, but it didn't come to the U.S. till the summer. Evenfall was an SN release that didn't come to the U.S. till like 6 months later. Like the expansion for Evenfall, I'm looking forward to, should be hitting the States soon. Pirates of Maracaibo was another one, and the expansion, which we'll have a video of this week, of Pirates of Maracaibo's expansion. So some of this stuff just takes a while to get to the U.S. So while it's a previous year release, technically isn't till the U.S. till the following year. So, all right, let's get into my actual top 5, and these aren't any in particular order, but yeah. So number 5, or the first one, is going to be Luthier, or Luthier. I don't know how it's pronounced. Luthier, for the folk who don't know if that's not the correct pronunciation. I'm going to use it. This is the second game by Paverson. So they did Distilled. Really love that game, and super excited to look forward to this one. Should be getting here soon, in the next few weeks, hopefully. But it's going to be a pretty decently heavy, I think middle to heavyweight Euro game. I think there's some worker placement here, and looks like the AI bot's pretty solid, and there's some bidding, and yeah, I'm really stoked for this one. Paverson is another, there's the Kinson Key Games is another one that reminds me of Paverson. Like, here's a game that's really excellent, top-notch production, and it's first-time publisher. So this is their second game, obviously, because this was their first one. So these are the kind of publishers I really like, because they really put their heart and soul in these projects. Not to say that people don't, but like you can see there's a lot that goes into these, and they're generally well received. They're generally like really well designed games. So this just anything they do, I'm going to be looking forward to. And this one is coming very soon. So we'll of course be covering this when it hits the channel. But yeah, I should be getting my copy of this pretty soon. So yeah, and of course the Vincent Dutray artwork looks great on here. This game looks good. So really excited about this one. That's my first honorable mention. My next one is going to be, speaking of Board and Dice, and I don't know how to pronounce this, but this is Tianxia. Tianxia. I don't know. I'm butchering it because it's China, and I don't know how to pronounce the Chinese words very well. But this is the Daniel Tessini release from Board and Dice. His design. It's a T game. It's an official T game. And really looking forward to this. The board looks great. I mean, Board and Dice has been crushing it with their graphic design and just the artwork on their games the past few years, and they're so much more beautiful and colorful. And yeah, this is going to be good. I'm really looking forward to this. Dave Turcey's doing the solo design on this one, so I don't think he's the only one. Who else is doing it? I think there's somebody else on this one too. Yeah. I don't know how to say his name, but he's done he's done a lot of stuff too. So I'm big fan of what's going on with this. Don't know too much about it aside from how it looks, but it's Board and Dice, and honestly, I haven't gotten Reef Project, and I probably will. I want to get it very soon, but basically I've gotten almost everything they've released in the past couple years. In terms of like their Euro games, because they did those side quest games, I didn't get those, but like Nucleum, Minos, Windmill Valley, and I'm just a big fan of those games. So definitely going to check this one out. This will, I think, also be an Essen release, and very, very excited about this. I think this is going to be such a cool game. And actually, speaking of Essen, Barcelona, speaking of or Board and Dice, I mean, they have like expansion for Minos coming. They have an expansion for Windmill Valley coming. They have another expansion for Nucleum coming. So yeah, they've got a lot of stuff coming this year that has me very, very excited. So this is my second my second most anticipated game for the rest of the year. Let's go on to the next one. The next one's going to be nope, wrong window. Sorry. The next one's going to be one that I kind of took a leap of faith on based on just the way it looked, which is going to be Sweetlands. So Sweetlands is published by Uchibakoya. Hopefully I said that right. Japanese publisher. I did originally was going to back one of their games. It's the one that was like pinkish red. Oh, Biohack. So I did back this, but ended up canceling my pledge on it. Wasn't sure about it and didn't want to spend the money. But I saw this, and I'm like, this game looks really great. It looks awesome. There was almost like these tiles reminding me of Castles of Burgundy for some reason. I think there's a picture in here that made me think of Castles of Burgundy. Even though, yeah, it's like the player boards look like Castles of Burgundy. They don't look like it. It's just the particular picture did. I'm trying to find it if I can find it. Like with these little, like you just put these hexes out and there's like little pieces going between things. I don't know. It made me think House of Burgundy for some reason, even though it probably has nothing mechanically similar whatsoever. I don't even know what the game mechanics of this game are. Aside from, let's see, tile placement, variable player powers. Yeah, I don't know anything about this game aside from the fact it looked really good and I backed it. And it just looked really, really nice. Now, it's a very heavy game. But looking at the rules, at least, it did appear that this is a game that is a bot that will just kind of take stuff away, and it is a beat your own score, but it gives you a point threshold to complete, which I totally love. Like, I'm totally fine with that as a solo game. Like, I don't necessarily need an AI to compete against, so long as I have a clear win or loss condition. That's really where I draw the line on just a solo game versus like what I want to play versus not. And so even though it's a beat your own score, it is you have to get like I think like 250 points for it to be considered a win, or 300 points for it to be like considered like a really good win or something. But there isn't a chart that you're referencing to see how well you did. Like, you've got 250 points, and if you do it, you win. If you don't, you don't. And I think they're probably, I'm guessing, I don't know if there's any way to up the difficulty, or you just say 300 is your new thing. And anyway, this should be coming out this fall. They're going to fulfill for crowdfunding. The box is humongous from what I've seen, but very, very looking forward to this one. And yeah, this one's going to be Sweetlands. I mean, it looks great. Looks awesome. So this one, very excited. That's the third one. The fourth one is going to be, surprise, another heavy Euro game, or heavy to middleweight Euro game, and it's going to be Ada's Dream. This one's kind of a bummer from the fact that it should have released earlier in the year, but it got pushed back. But if you guys know me well enough, or I've talked about it, my bachelor's degree is in math and statistics, and so that's the theme of this game is math. It's about Ada Lovelace, a mathematician, and I think it's about if she didn't die, because I think she died pretty early. And so you're taking, there's the dice are on, or the board is this rondelle, and you're taking these dice. I think the values definitely matter, but I think the colors matter, probably because they're different colors, and there's these different areas on the board. And then on your player board, you're putting them on your player board and creating these like equations to score different things. So like here's 2 pluses. I think there's a minus in there and a multiplication in there. So I don't know. This one looks really great, and going to be really excited about this one delivering here in the next couple months. I think it's supposed to deliver in September. Again, this one was originally supposed to be delivered in February or January of this year, but got pushed back. But I think if Baghdad is also on time, then I should be getting them at the same time, because the last time I checked for that, because Alley Cat's doing, but those are both Alley Cat games. But I think I should be getting them both at a similar time, because they both say, yeah, this is Baghdad City of Peace. This also says it's coming in October, not October, in September. Which is another Fabio Lapiano and Nestor Mangone game. So looking forward to this quite a bit as well. But Ada's Dream, for the theme, will beat it out just a tad bit. So the last game, which is the hotness right now, is going to be, drumroll, Vantage. So Vantage was obviously teased last year by Stonemeyer and Jamie Stegmaier, and then as the year's gone through, he's kind of teased out things here and there, and I was really looking forward to it just based on the description, but I wasn't super sure, kind of based on when he showed off the board. I'm like, this looks fine, but I don't really know too much about it. And then the gameplay video started hitting, and this shot up to the top of like, I cannot wait to get this game. And at the time I'm recording this, it should release in the next couple weeks. So I'm hoping that I can have at least a playthrough by the end of the month. But this has me so excited because this game may end up even being a regular occurrence on the channel, given the kind of game it is, that we're going to be doing adventures, and just the fact that it's effectively just a brand new thing every single time, and it's a game that we probably could play hundreds of times and never experience anything similar each time. So if you guys don't know Vantage, which I would be surprised if you didn't at this point, but it's an open world adventure game where you crash land on a planet, and then you're given a card. So the card, if I can find a picture of one really well, here, we'll go here. You're given a card, and this gives you your vantage, your viewpoint, and based on some of the image on the card, you have some options you can take, and there are these different skills. And you effectively are doing some dice rolls to see how effective you do that skill. Not effective, how negative the doing that task impacts you. Because the tracks here, you've got this track here, and it's going to measure time, morale, and health. And I think the lose condition is when any of those get to 0. So you're rolling. You'll have to roll a set amount of dice. The dice have those symbols. If they land on that symbol, and you can't do something to deal with it, you lose that thing. You lose health. You lose time. You lose morale. Which thematically makes sense, right? Because it's going to take you long to do something. It's going to bum you out because you didn't do it right, or you're going to hurt yourself doing it. At least that's the way I'm thinking about it. And as you're doing that and you're discovering things, you are going to be building out your character with different items, and you're going to meet people along the way and things like that. And they'll give you some places to store the dice. So as you make those rolls, if you can't do something to re-roll them, you can like store them on your cards to like prevent from taking the damage or losing the time to extend your play out. And you can never fail your checks, so you roll for it. You get to succeed no matter what. It's just a matter how detrimental it is to you. And you can only ever take one action on a card. I think there's a couple exceptions here and there, but for the most part, on this example, you can see this card here, and there's all these different things you can do. And once you do that for that playthrough, you can't go back to this location. You may, I don't know if you can go back to this location, but you can't do this thing on this card again. Like, it's it. So there's 800 locations and 6 actions on each location. So yeah. And then there's like another 700 cards that are like the little standard cards for your items. Like, there's a ton of stuff in this game, and I think it's going to be such a fun game to do recurring on the channel and just have all these different adventures to play. And I think solo, like the game box says like 120 to 180 minutes, but I think that's if you're playing with a lot of people. I think if we play through the solo, especially after the first playthrough, this could be something we can knock out in 20 to 40 minutes. I think would be a good, fun, like story time deal. And honestly, it makes me kind of excited to maybe try to live stream again. I got to see if I can facilitate that. But if I can live stream this and we could like play as a group and like have the chat, like have you guys like tell me what we should do as a collective and like play through it together, I think it would just be a lot of fun. So this game completely shot to my number one most excited game, most anticipated game this year, and it's coming very, very soon. So be on the lookout. We should be seeing some Vantage coming on the channel as soon as I get it. As soon as I get it, I'm busting it out, playing it, and doing some content for the channel. So those are my most anticipated games for the rest of 2025. Let me know what you guys, if you guys have any, crossovers on those. If there's any of I missed. I'm sure there's plenty I missed. There's plenty that I'm looking forward to that I didn't list. It just ends up being, there's so many games, so of course it ends up being that way. Especially a lot of crowdfunding stuff that I've crowdfunded. Obviously, I'm looking forward to it because I paid for it, but haven't gotten it yet, obviously. So let me know what the games you're excited about. List 5 or 10 down below, and if you guys are excited about some of those games too, and you guys may tell me about a game I'm not aware of. So like I said, let me know. But that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm gonna play some Calico. So bye bye.